I think I'm definitely a Raleigh person, and I like Raleigh quite a bit. I think it's a little bit of a different vibe than all the areas in the Triangle are cool in their own way. But I think Raleigh has kind of a young professional vibe. I chose to bootstrap my business, meaning that I didn't raise any venture funding, no investment. I just built the business based on revenue that I was making from my product. So I think Raleigh is a great place to bootstrap a business. The other thing that's really pretty rare about Raleigh is just, or the Triangle area in general, but just the educated population. Having NC State, Duke, UNC gave us a really good employee base to hire from. I've experienced that post-acquisition by Citrix, where we've tried to hire for a job role, say in Santa Clara, and had a lot of trouble doing it, and then we've been able to fill the role here for a much lower cost, and the employee here still has the same or better standard of living, you know, at a lower cost than what we would have had to pay them if they were in Santa Clara. A really good mix of transplants as well as natives who've been here for at least one generation, and so it feels like stable enough that it's a grounded place, but it also doesn't feel like it's so stable that it's stagnant. There are some cities like that where if you come in from another state into that particular city, it feels like you're an outsider and everyone else already knows everyone. I think it's a pretty healthy mix of a flow of new people and but some existing people to keep the place grounded, unlike maybe like in LA or South Florida, where it feels like everyone's new and no one's a native of that place. So the response has been overwhelmingly positive from employees, and it seems like their kids also seem to be really happy here in general. When you look at that supply and demand kind of curves coming together, that it's easier, and I know from experience, it's easier to hire really good tech talent here than it is anywhere else. I think that if a company puts 20 or 30 or 50 people here, puts an office here, then over time, naturally, that office is going to grow here because they're just going to find it easier to get employees to relocate here, to hire here, to retain people here, and over time, and I think that's part of what we're starting to see at Citrix. Now that I've been here for a lot longer, and I've also watched the area evolve quite a bit over the last 10 or 15 years since I've lived in Raleigh. Now, you know, I think it's a pretty unique place in terms of, if you look at the cross section of education of the population, the culture, restaurants, bars, you know, kind of performing arts that are in the area, the cost of living, the generally employer-friendly legal system here, and then my own personal lifestyle as well, because I want to have a good lifestyle and be happy, not just maximize the, you know, revenues of my business, but if I'm maximizing the revenues of my business and in a place where I end up with a net worse lifestyle, then it doesn't really do me very much good. So I think when you put it all together, it's a pretty rare combination of different factors that make it pretty hard to beat as a city.